Hello, this is Mr. Frogo. Today we shall be discussing the recent incident that happened here in the United Kingdom at Southport, precisely, where 3 children were murdered and communities were reacting in different forms, in different ways. This is the topic we shall be discussing today. Honestly, I think as at now, it's becoming a little bit more clearer as for what actually happened as a result of that incident. Today, we shall be touching some key aspects of what actually recently happened here in the UK and what we can actually learn from it, and the racial contest and the racial beliefs as it's still playing out in our community today, and how do we actually overcome some of these incidents, as it is, and what if this happens again? How do we handle this issue? Honestly, I think it's been so interesting to see what is happening, why an incident happens and little children were murdered. Unfortunately, honestly, this is a very, very barbaric act. On behalf of the African Social Intellect, we actually condemn the recent happening where the little children were murdered by someone. I don't want to mention name, at this stage, but I think it was a very, very barbaric incident. Nobody ever prayed for that. Our deep condolence to the families who are victims of these incidents, and our deep condolence to the community at large, because we know it's not just easy to lose a loved one like that. We are very, very sorry on behalf of our organization. Now, today we shall be pointing and be discussing some key issues in order for us to understand what we might be learning as a result of these particular incidents as it unfolds, during these riots here. I think it started at Southport and gradually we're spreading to other part of the country. Honestly, like myself, I have been in this country for many, many years now, and I can tell you one of the things I actually enjoy here in the UK is this sense of community, like people coming together to share common belief. The diversity and the cultures that we celebrate here in the UK is just so massive. Honestly, I remember myself and having to come to this country newly with no help, and the government supports me and my family, and up to today, most of which we benefit today. I would never personally fail to appreciate the people of this country, and as well as the government, especially the people of this country, because you gave us home, and which is what we enjoy today. Okay, so in spite of this, we're also having the ethnic tensions, and which has not really played out well as it is, because it was even yesterday I got the news from the ABC that the guy or the young man who committed that crime actually had a mental problem, and he was going through some mental disarray, and was under serious medical condition, and at the time probably was left alone, and which led to one of the reasons why this incident occurred in the first place. Actually, I think during this incident, the community were very interested to know why this incident occurred and who did this. It seems that the law enforcement, they basically tried to do their usual investigation, which is the reason for the delay. But it's so unfortunate, many of us were not patient enough to actually stay patient and see actually what happens, you see. And as a result of this misinformation, we got people within our community, people who show us love, people who gave us home today. They are coming out agitating that we do not want migrant community here. We do not want these people here, and we want them to leave. And some of us go as far as burning down some premises, because we believe that certain things are not going well, and people of this community, they could be the one committing or perpetrating all sorts of previous crime in this peaceful community. Honestly, I truly understand your anger and the reason why you definitely came out to voice your protest and end your voice regarding what's happening in this community. But actually, I think there's a bit of misinformation as for who is trying to do something contrary to the customs and the belief of the British or the UK community, because this has ever been one of the inclusive community I've ever been to. Whether you are in Africa or you are other part of Europe, Britain is the only place where you come, irrespective of how you look, the color of your skin. Everybody respect each other here. Everybody respect each other. And having to see myself, various work I've been given opportunity to engage in here, and what this community, the platform they have built for me, I can classify this community as one of the most successful community on the face of this planet. Honestly, I think we must give a kudos to the UK community at large. But I think certain things are happening. Let's start with the racial injustice, the racial stereotype, as is currently unfolding by some of us who do not really know how integrated our communities them are today. Okay, now take for instance, I am from Australia. Yeah, I came from Australia, and I'm a white guy. Yeah, I came to seek refuge here in the UK. I'm sure you'll be so much comfortable with that, because to some extent, whatever the circumstances may be, you will not go as far as classify me as somebody who do not really deserve to live among other community members. And this, for instance, I came from Ukraine, and I'm a white Ukrainian. I am sure definitely you'll give me home to stay, as we are seeing in our community today, what's going to unfolding in Ukraine, and everybody joining hands together to accommodate these people and regard these people as ours. And I believe many of these people we are equally seeing today, some of them who may have come from Africa, some of them who came from Middle East. Honestly, what is driving these people is not different from what is driving all these other ethnic communities who equally come to UK today. Unless you have not really been in the situation where things are becoming very, very difficult in your community, where there's lack of unity, where there's insecurity, where you become vulnerable to all sorts of dangerous crimes. So what led these people to this place, I must let you know, is not because they want to leave their homeland. It's just because of some of them, they are seeking for economic opportunity. Some of them, they came here because they are facing crisis in their homeland. Some of them are facing physical challenges, and which they believe that if they travel elsewhere, they might find a greener pasture, honestly. So it's as if you don't know. Because I used to tell some of us that it's not just even finding yourself in the UK. UK is the most difficult country to have even migrated to. I'm telling you, because if you want to come from anywhere into Britain, honestly, it's much more like you have to pass through all the procedures. Otherwise, you'll not be able to come here. Now, if you see somebody who may have crossed the border through France, this person actually, I am not encouraging illegal immigrants or immigration people crossing the sea. But I'm telling you where these guys are coming from. Before these guys take this kind of risk, it tells that actually these people, they be traumatized, and these people, they be threatened from their whole land. These people, they are facing war and all sort of crisis, So it's not really easy to even cross all the way from, say, if I'm coming from Libya, cross Libya down to the Mediterranean Sea, and down to Italy, from Italy to France, from France to Britain. Honestly, to migrate through this routine I just mentioned is almost like a lot of people, let's say 50% of those people, they are up to 50% of those people who couldn't make it, honestly. So if these people manage to find themselves under the shore of our border, I think we should have a kind of a second look at for the reason why these people they are taking these unnecessary risk, and also look for a better way to address this immigration crisis, which I believe is actually affecting us today and is affecting most of our communities. Okay, now this is what happened. Yeah, that incident occurred. People were protesting. And to me personally, I knew what may have happened there could be as a result of maybe terrorism or mental health issue, and which by the news that was released by ABC stated that actually that young guy had a mental problem, which was as a result. And I'm sure so many of us here, we were tagging these things to so many religious beliefs. We're tagging it to ethnicity and the minority group. Honestly, this is not the case. I want to send this message to our local community all over the UK. Okay, you guys are the most inclusive community I've ever seen, and you are the most charitable community I've ever seen. And I'm sure that we should be joining you, thanking you every day, celebrating these diversities that we enjoy here. I do know that some of us want to basically take advantage of our charity, of this community charitability. Honestly, I'm letting you know, many of us, we understood and we realize where we're coming from, and we appreciate what you have made us to achieve here today. Being in this country where we now have our children who are now citizens of this country, and we are proud to be part of the British community, and that is the cross that we carry, and that is the flag that we carry everywhere. Okay, so now we're sending this message to everyone out there. Understand that when you come on the streets to protest against certain community like Black community, Asia community, this doesn't really sound right, and there is not proving exactly the diversities that we celebrate here in Britain. Okay, it may have happened that some of us agitate that these communities, they are taking our jobs, they are committing crime, but actually that is not the case. We also understand that this community has also contributed enormously to the building of this community, and they have made positive contribution. They have helped to do those works that some of us we couldn't do. So they have also helped to empower in many areas of our society, and I'm sure we should be celebrating that. So the notions that we have to come on the street and start fighting people we believe they have a specific color and we don't want them here, I don't think that is fair. Understand that irrespective of our colors, our race, we're just one community, and this is the founder of the principles of the British society, and we want it to be like that. Okay, once again, I hope you are enjoying this piece of video I am releasing today. This Mr. Frugo once again. If this topic interests you and you have possible comments you want to release here, you can do that, or basically you'll be having something in mind regarding this particular riot as it's been unfolding in Britain. Honestly, this is also an opportunity for you to leave a comment, voice out what you think about the recent happening, and how do we work as one community in order to overcome this crisis. Okay, now I think to some extent I actually try to keep some of this news away from my family, because I'm really wondering how will my children feel when they are hearing the slogans that Black immigrants, you must leave this country, something like that. And how would they feel that they are members of this community, and what energy do they have to build this inclusive community as we enjoy today? So I think whatever slogans we are shouting today, we must understand that there are upcoming generations that are learning through it, and we must be very, very careful while using certain language in public places. So we believe Britain is great and is an inclusive place to live in, and a place where diversity is celebrated, and we want to continue to enjoy that. So the essence that certain people has to be discriminated against, I don't think that is the right that's the right way to go. Please, I want you to understand that many of these people who may have come from Africa, who may have come from South America and many other countries, have we ever really seen and talk about and think about their own economic benefits to Great Britain? Have you ever seen and think about these countries' economic benefits to Britain? Okay, so we must understand that sometimes most of which we enjoy here is also part of the benefit we have received from those people's country. And remember, some of these people, they have very good resources that we are making use of today, and is benefiting our livelihood. We must understand it that way. And some of them who are fleeing war today also understand that something has happened in their homeland, and of which we may have been part of the contributor why there are instabilities in these countries or in these regions, which is one of the major reasons why these people, they are trying to migrate to a safer place. We must understand that. Honestly, I have no doubt Britain is just one of the most charitable communities I've ever seen, and I believe that we will continue to celebrate this, our differences and diversity. And I hope that this video interests you. And now, Mr. Frugo, and let's continue to preach the peace, the love, and unity that this community desperately deserve. And let us do away with things, any information or any thoughts that will hinder the diversities that we celebrate every day. Thank you so much. Thank you, and bye for now.
This is Africa Social Intellect, your premier destination for thought-provoking discussions and insightful perspectives on the vibrant and diverse African community and beyond. Our dedication extends beyond conversations. In recognizing the importance of security, we provide essential information to help safeguard vulnerable nations. From navigating local challenges to assisting these vulnerable nations against imperialistic threats, we stand as a beacon of awareness and resilience. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share our news. If you're watching on Facebook or another platform, follow us and share this reliable news source. We hope you enjoy the news, and thank you for watching, and see you next time.